Hey there, just wondering, when are the new Envision glasses
I
coming
heard
out?
rumors about a new version of the glasses. Is that true?
I'm waiting
Do you
for
have
the
any
new
idea
Envision
when the
glasses.
next model will be available?
The wait is over. Hi everyone, this is Carrie on Accessibility, and welcome to another episode of the A11y Podcast, where we deep dive into accessibility and technology. I'm super excited to share an interview with Envision CTO and co-founder Karthik to talk about their new wearable smart glasses. This video and this podcast episode is supported by the amazing COA members on YouTube and Patreon. If you want to support the channel and the work that I do, please consider becoming a COA member. As usual for this podcast, this is not an endorsement. Please go do your own research, listen to the podcast, go to the links in the description, and find out more. Pre-orders launch today, August 14th, and I'll just go ahead and play the interview, and I will meet you on the other side with a lot of my thoughts. Here we go. So today we have Karthik Kannan from Envision, and he's going to share something pretty exciting with us. So go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do.
Hey everybody. Thanks so much, Carrie, first of all, for having me on the show. My name is Karthik Kannan. I am the co-founder and CTO of Envision. For those of y'all who don't know, Envision has been building AI glasses for blind and low vision people for the last 8 years. We started off by building the Envision AI app, which is a Swiss Army knife tool that allows blind or low vision people to kind of trigger different AI functions separately, and get it to do different things for them. So they could basically use the Envision AI app to, read text. So there was a function called instant text. You could hit a button and it would read text for you. Or you could use scan text to scan documents, or describe scene to describe images. So these were, discrete buttons that you would hit to trigger different AI functions. And eventually we built these functions onto a pair of glasses. We call them the Envision glasses, and we put them out in 2020. Again, the glasses was something that people could wear on their face. There was a camera on the right-hand side of the glasses. There was a touchpad on the right side, and a speaker located next to your ear. And using these, people could, trigger different AI functions and use the glasses to read text that's in front of them, or recognize faces, describe scenes, and so on. It was a menu structure that they had to learn, and once they learned it, they could use the glasses to do things. In 2024, we started building a beta of a new product called Ally. And Ally was taking all the stuff that the Envision glasses, the Envision AI app was able to do, and then just made it ridiculously simple and really, really powerful at the same time. Ally still reads text, recognizes faces, objects, and does all of that stuff, but much, much better. So instead of people having to learn how to use different menus, all they have to do is now hit a button, ask a question, and Ally will pick the right tool for you and answer that question, right? So you could be outdoors and say, hey, can you give me a description of what's happening around me? And Ally will just understand that you want a description of what's happening around you, and then give it to you. And you can even ask back and forth follow-up questions. It's like you're having a conversation almost with like a sighted person on the other end, right? Or you could be sitting at a restaurant and you could say, hey, can you tell me what vegan appetizers are on the menu? Right. So instead of hitting a button called scan text and then, scanning the document and then scrolling through the entire text and then finding, what you're looking for, you could simply ask Ally, and Ally will pick the right tool for you and answer that question. Right. And we thought, okay, we've been building wearables for the last like 5 years. We've been building AI for the last 8 years, and now both these things are really becoming like much, much better. Like, wearables today are so much better than the wearables that we had 5 years ago, right? And it's also gotten more cost effective, right? So you could build really good wearables for a lot cheaper than what we could do 5 years ago. And so that's why we think it's the right time to announce the next wearable from Envision, the Ally Solos glasses. Envision is partnering with Solos, an award-winning smart glasses company based out of Hong Kong. They've been building smart glasses for a long, long time. And now they've built a new hardware called Solos, which has two HD cameras, on them. So instead of one, you've got two HD
Oh,
cameras. It's got two batteries. It's got a much better speaker and mic on these glasses, and you get 15 hours of battery life on these glasses, and they weigh about 1.5 ounces only. Right, that's pretty much the same weight as a regular pair of prescription glasses itself. And the best part about it is these glasses don't have any menus, they don't have any elaborate setup process. All you have to do is just put on the glasses, hit a button, and you can start talking to Ally. So all of that happens in under half a second. They're ridiculously fast, super easy, super simple to use, and the glasses start at $399 from on pre-orders starting from today. Yeah.
amazing. Wow, that was huge. So there's a lot to unpack there. So I just want to reiterate that you're partnering with Solos, which is already an established smart glasses company. And for pre-orders, you're saying it's $399. Is that right?
Yes, yes, that is correct. So it's $399 and comes with a year of Ally Pro subscription built in worth $200.
Mm-hmm.
And people could just go ahead and buy them today, and we ship them end of September. And yeah, the glasses are as good as it sounds. There's no menu, there's no software for you to learn how to use. You just put on the glasses, hit a button, and ask it questions, and Ally will be able to answer that for you.
First, do you need a phone for this to work?
Yes. So when you first get the Ally Solos glasses, you
Mm-hmm.
basically open them up and you pair them with your phone, like how you would pair a regular pair of headphones, right? That's one of the really cool things about these glasses is that you don't have to go through like a 6 or 7 layer setup process, steps, process. You don't have to like connect them to a separate Wi-Fi network or a hotspot network. You just connect them to your glasses, like how you connect your AirPods or your Apple Watch, and that's it. Right. So this whole process takes under half a minute to actually work. And once you connect it, every time you open up the glasses, they automatically connect to the Ally app and to your phone. And the really nice part about these glasses is that they also work as headphones. So you can use them to
Mm.
make calls. You can use them to use your Siri or your Google Assistant. You can use them to read out your messages and dictate stuff. So it also doubles up as a regular pair of headphones as well.
You're partnering with Solos for these glasses. Is it completely different software on these glasses, or do you have everything that comes with, a Solos pair of glasses, smart glasses?
It is, slightly different. It's tailored for Envision, some of the software, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've worked with the Solos team for the past few months to try and perfect the whole, process of being able to connect to the Ally app on your phone, and to ensure that we're able to properly trigger Ally and its different features directly from the Solos glasses itself, right? So it is a regular pair of Solos glasses, the Solos hardware, but the software inside it is kind of tailored for Envision, tailored for Ally. That's basically what we are working. That was the bulk of the work for us. But the hardware itself is just regular Solos hardware.
So you can't just buy the Ally Solos and then use the Solos app.
You can go ahead and use the regular Solos app on the Ally Solos. That's totally, fine, and that's
Hmm.
something that works out of the box, right? So, but by and large, Solos has been, basically just partnering with companies like Envision, right, to try and help, to try and let developers build on top of their glasses. So that's basically what their main focus is as a company.
So are you saying you could both use the Ally Solos with the Ally app or with the Solos app and it would be fine either way?
Yeah. And
Oh,
you could,
okay.
in fact, you could use the Ally app, sorry, the Ally Solos glasses, just like I mentioned, like a regular pair of headphones, which means that you could use
Mm-hmm.
it to make your calls. If you could use it to, dictate messages with Siri, anything and everything that you do with your regular AirPods, you could do with the Ally Solos glasses as well. Yeah. Listen to music, podcasts, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay. So now let's dig into the Ally Solos, its own software with the Ally app. What exactly can it do? As, yeah, what can it do?
The Ally Solos glasses can do everything the Ally app does, right?
Hmm.
So right now, the Ally app is basically a personalizable AI assistant that's built for accessibility, that's built for the blind and low vision community, keeping their needs in mind, right? So some of the things that the Ally Solos glasses does really well is being able to read text. So if you're somebody who reads a lot of text, be it on a computer screen, be it on a document, or be it outside at a store and you're trying to read the product packaging, or maybe you're outside at a train station or an airport and you're trying to read the signs. Ally Solos is built perfectly for that, because a lot of the work we have done with the Envision AI app, with the Envision glasses, a lot of and everybody in the community who knows these apps know we read text really, really well, right?
Hmm.
And that's something the Ally Solos glasses does wonderfully. Another thing the Ally Solos glasses does is it's again, since it's built for accessibility, some of the descriptions that it gives are really rich, right? We have been able to tweak with the help of the community. We've been able to tweak what kind of descriptions, or how should say an AI assistant describe things for a blind or low vision person, so they can get as much information as they can. Those are things that we have done really well with these glasses. And for example, these glasses are also able to describe people. They're able to and we'll soon be able to recognize people on them, recognize objects, and so much more.
So can you save people, like people's faces, or save objects, right?
So
Mhm.
at this moment, we currently have, we're yet to bring the ability to recognize people from the Envision glasses over to like to the Solos, Ally Solos glasses, but it's
Mhm.
100% coming. It'll be available as an update for everybody to use. We just have to like really iron out a few things, and that's definitely coming soon on the glasses, right? So we'll be able to
Okay.
do that.
So saving a person's space, you can do that completely on the glasses itself. You wouldn't need to interface with the app.
Yeah, you could go ahead and just simply say, hey, I'm going to teach you the face of my friend, and then just, have Ally
Mm.
take, pictures. You can also, you would also be able to do that with your phone or with the app, simply because I think one of the reasons why we let, people do this within the Envision app, for example, is you can hand the phone over to the friend or a family member who you want to teach, right? And they might be able to take just, since they're taking a selfie, they might be able to take better pictures of
Yeah.
themselves at much closer distances, right? So yes, we will give people the option to teach faces directly on the glasses, but the preferred option will always be to have it on your phone, right? Or we might just simply just stick to what works really well and let people teach faces on the phone, and that's about it, right?
And that
So
can
that's something.
sync, whether
Of
you do
course,
it on the
yes.
phone or the glasses. Okay.
Yes, that's a thing. And you could, for example, even scan a document or read a book with the Ally Solos glasses, and then you can, extract or tell Ally, hey, can you just save this to my library? And Ally will save the
Ah.
contents of the text to your library. And not only can you access it on your phone, you can also access the same content on your web as well, right? So you could, since Ally is available on the desktop, you can also access the content you just read on the glasses on the desktop anyway, right? So it's there for you. It's all synced together.
Amazing. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the difference, or is there a difference between the Ally app and the Ally on the glasses? Are they the same? Are they different?
They are the same for the most part, right? And all the features that are available on the glasses, or most features available, for example, of the Ally app on the phone, will be available on the glasses as well, right? So people will be able to experience the same hands-free communication and being able to ask different questions. For example, somebody could be wearing the glasses and they could say, "Hey, tell me what my 2 o'clock meeting is about." Right, and Ally will be
Hmm.
able to fetch that, from your calendar and answer that for you, even though you've asked that on the glasses. The main aim here is to build Ally and to make it completely hands-free, right? So you could read text,
Hmm.
you could recognize faces, describe scenes, or recognize objects, and get all of this information without you having to take out your phone, without you having to point your phone around and have your hands free, right? And to also make all of this experience really simple by just having you talk to Ally instead of you having to like go through different menus and swipe down, swipe up, and all of that stuff.
So now tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about the paid version of Ally versus the free version of Ally. Will you be able to use the glasses without a paid version of Ally, or how does that work?
Yes. So all glasses purchased during the pre-order phase of Ally Solos glasses, they're all going to ship with 1 year of Ally Pro subscription for free, which means all of the
Mm-hmm.
features that we will ship for the next year. And we have some pretty big things lined up. I'll talk about it in a bit. So those are all things that we will have on, that will be made available for people who purchase these glasses. Now, if after the first year, for whatever reason, they don't want to renew their subscription, they can still use Ally, the free version of Ally with the glasses. So it's not that, without paying us a subscription, these glasses stop working. It's not like that. You can use these glasses, for free with the Ally app forever, right? Apart from, of course,
Mm-hmm.
using these glasses, for example, to take pictures or to be able to, shoot content or to be able to just listen to, music with it or whatever you do, whatever else you might do with smart glasses in general, right? So you could still use them
Mm-hmm.
as regular smart glasses, even if you don't pay for the Ally Pro subscription. That's some of the things that, we still want to ensure, people are able to do.
What do you get with the Ally Pro, and how much is it?
So the Ally Pro currently, we're having an introductory pricing of $100 per annum. And what we are, like the current version of Ally Pro basically offers a few things. So one, with Ally Pro, you get unlimited number of minutes. So in the free version of Ally, people are restricted to 10 minutes per conversation, but in the unlimited version, they get about, they don't, there's no restriction on the amount of minutes they can have a conversation, for with Ally, right? Two, they
Mm-hmm.
can personalize and create new allies. So one of the really cool things about Ally and why we named it Ally in the first place is you can create multiple allies with different personalities, different voices. You could have a serious personality for work, like Alfred the Butler from Batman series, or you could have a fun version that you could use outside of work. Like what I have is a personality called Dali, who is a 1930s, drunk British comedian who swears a lot. And so he's got this dry sense of humor and a gravelly voice. Somewhere, so there's all these different, allies that you could create and, give it different access to different tools and have it for different purposes, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
then you could access conversation history. You could create shortcuts, with
Mm-hmm.
allies, so you could easily trigger certain things. So if you're somebody you're very fond of getting your news briefing first thing in the morning, you could create a shortcut and hit and press that button, and an ally will simply, send that information to you, or like run that shortcut for you without you
I
having to
see.
ask it, right? And another big feature we're going to be introducing is live AI. So instead of you having to repeatedly ask Ally, for things, you could simply hit the live AI button, and live AI is running on video. So instead of the AI running on images, it will be running on video, which basically means that it's able to like answer questions such as if you're waiting for a taxi, right? You could simply say, hey, let me know when the taxi is here, right? And Ally is just going to quietly wait for a taxi for a minute or two. And if it sees it approaching, then it's going to say, hey, I see a taxi approaching right now. So those are things that, we're currently in beta testing, and those all will be available as part of Ally Pro going forward.
Okay, let's pause there. First, are you able to switch allies just by voice?
Right now, no, but
Okay.
that's something that we will be able to do,
Hmm. Okay.
soon, right?
Okay.
You'll be able to just say, hey, I want to, call up this ally, and you could do that.
Okay, and then second and more importantly, tell us a little bit more about this proactive live AI, because up till now we've had live AI, which just takes a snapshot. Even if you're in a live session, it just takes one still image while you're asking the question. We've also had AIs that while you're asking a question, it kind of clips out a short video and it bases its answer on that short video. And but now you're saying that in the future, soon future, I don't know exactly what your time frame is, that the Ally Live AI will have proactive AI and will tell you when there is the car that you're looking for, whether it's an Uber or a taxi or whatnot, or as a good friend and is from Double Tap, if his mug has been moved without
Yeah.
having to ask. Is that what you're saying?
So that's what we're aiming for, right?
Okay.
And that's something that we're currently testing internally right now. So I would be at this stage, it's a little bit too early for me to actually give you a date. But yes, I know that there have been many attempts at doing this kind of a live AI flow. Right. But I think we're close to cracking it. We do have something in the works that at least internally people are very, very, very excited about, right? And yes, it will be available soon. It will be part of Ally Pro, and it's something that we're going to be launching in the near future. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to give a timeline, but the engineer in me wants
Understood.
to give you a timeline, but the the founder in me is like, no, you don't want to say anything
Yes.
that might get you into trouble with the marketing team. But yes,
Understood.
it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
it will be very exciting, and one of the really cool things that we have also done with these Ally Solos classes is, we've reduced the time that it actually takes to have a conversation with the AI, right? So we have basically,
Mm.
like the golden rule with us, especially for the Ally Solos classes, is your response should come under 300 milliseconds. Because 300 milliseconds is basically the time limit that it takes for a human to react to what you're saying, right? So if
Mhm.
you and I are having a conversation, when you say or when you react to what I'm saying, or when you have a follow up question, or you laugh, right? All these things are snappy. They're not like being processed somewhere, and and then in a minute or two
Mm.
later, I say something and you laugh about it, right? It's not like that,
Mhm.
and that's something that we have worked very hard on bringing down with these glasses, right? To ensure that it has almost a feeling of you having a conversation with somebody else, instead of it having to think about it, and so, right. So
Mm.
that's one of the really nice things with these glasses, and that's been a big hit amongst the testers that we've had so far.
Would you say that it's faster on the Ally Solos than the Ally app?
It's faster on the Ally Solos, definitely, but
Mm.
we're going to have the same speeds on the Ally app as well, right?
Okay.
We're just trying to make it a bit snappier on the Ally Pro, on the Ally Solos classes specifically, but we'll
Okay.
soon be able to have those on the regular Ally version of the app as well.
All right, great. So now I want to transition over to the glasses themselves. I'm not super familiar with the Solos glasses, so if you could give us a description, a verbal audio
Sure.
description of the glasses and what they're like.
Awesome, yeah. So I'm actually wearing the glasses right now, and the glasses look like a regular pair of glasses. They're Wayfarer style. We've got about three different frame options, and we also have these frames with different sizes. So you've got an M
Mm.
size, M/L size, and you also have an LXL size as well. So for
Mm.
people with different head sizes, they could just go ahead and get different versions of these glasses. These glasses, by default, ship with just a regular lens, but then you can always swap them out with a prescription lens from an optometrist, right? And like I said earlier, there are two HD cameras located on either side of the face, right?
Let's
And
pause right there. Is there any reason for having two? Is a benefit for that, or what does the two allow it to do?
So this allows us to, really capture up to 2K images, or
Mm.
2K resolution right? So that's one of the really nice things about having these two cameras, is that they really can go ahead and capture much richer, images than what you might get with even a regular smartphone camera, right? Or even with
Mm-hmm.
the previous Envision glasses. And this really helps in many instances when you want to recognize people, or when you want to read text that's in a book or a document. It really helps to be able to do to have these HD cameras to capture really rich images.
Does that increase the field of view as well?
No, it doesn't increase the field of view. That's a good question. The field of view still remains, it's lesser than the Envision glasses, but
Ah,
we do compensate it by having a much richer image to work with, right? So,
okay.
yeah, we're not working anymore with like 720p-ish images. We are working with like,
Mm-hmm.
full HD, beyond full HD versions as well, right? And
Okay.
yeah. And located next to my ears on both sides, you've got speakers, right? And these are with Solos's patented whisper technology speakers, which basically means that what that means is, unlike earlier versions of smart glasses where the audio would kind of leak out from the headphones into the surroundings. So if someone's sitting right beside you, they could almost hear what you're actually listening from these smart glasses. These speakers are designed to minimize that, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
use these speakers when you're in a subway car, or when you're in a train, or when you're in a meeting room, without having to bother other people with the audio that's coming out from your headphones, right? Also, located on in various parts of the glasses is microphones, right? And the main aim, with having multiple microphones, is just minimizing the noise, or canceling out noise, and trying to only effectively focus on
Mm-hmm.
the speaker's voice, right? So that's basically how the audio system on the glasses work. And what's very interesting about the way we charge these glasses is that that's the stems, as in the earpieces that sit on your left and right ear, they are
Mm-hmm.
detachable, right?
So
So
the whole
they're basically, yeah, the whole arm, the whole,
arm. Oh, okay.
side arms are detachable. Think of it like Lego, right? So if you've put together two Lego blocks, it's basically like Lego. So you can just take them out,
See.
and you can plug them back in, and it's pretty easy and straightforward to to like charge these glasses. And they come with two batteries, and which essentially mean that you kind of get all day battery life with having to just charge these glasses once.
So wait, hold on. So each arm is a battery? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, each arm is a battery, right? So you've
Are you
got,
able to purchase extra arms and just like swap them and hot swap them at all?
definitely. So you can just purchase extra arms, and you can just keep hot swapping them.
Would you have to have some charge on both of them, or can it draw from one and then the other?
It is possible to just charge one arm, right? That will
Hmm.
definitely give you maybe half the battery life. But you can just go ahead and just have one arm charged, and it should be totally fine.
Okay. So how do you charge the arm?
It's pretty straightforward. Like once you do the whole Lego thing and pull out the arms from the side, you can
Mm-hmm.
just take a USB-C cable, a regular USB-C cable that you use for your smartphones, and then just plug them into charge, right? So they
Oh,
have,
so the end of it is a USB-C port. Is that what you're saying?
yes, yes. So
Oh, that's
on one
cool.
end of the arm is a USB-C port, and then you can just like plug a USB-C cable into it. These support fast charging, which means you can get up to 3 hours of charge in just 15 minutes of charging them. So you can basically get 6 hours of charge in total, right? By simply plugging
Hmm.
them for 15 minutes. You could use any phone charger to charge these glasses.
Are you able to charge them at the same time as using?
No, you cannot
Okay.
do that at the moment. Or rather, I wouldn't recommend doing that, because you can just get, if you just charge them for 15 minutes, you could simply go ahead and use them,
Okay.
like for up to 6 hours. So that just is a much easier option.
Okay. All right. So, what are there any buttons or take us through
Yeah,
anything that you see on the
yeah.
actual glasses?
Sure. So just on the right side of the glasses, there is a tactile area, right? and that there is a little bump on the right hand side located next to like just next to the camera side of things. So you just keep coming down from the camera, there is a little bump, and then you just press and hold the bump, and that's pretty much the only button that's there on the glasses itself. So you just press and hold the bump, and that turns on the glasses. And as soon as the glasses are on, if you just press and hold, keep pressing them on for a couple of more seconds, it puts them into pairing mode. You just need to put them into pairing mode once to connect it to the app on your phone. And then you basically have the glasses connected with it forever. No need to reconnect the glasses and stuff like that. So anytime you open the Ally app, the glasses automatically connect to it. And then you could simply just start having a conversation with Ally. Then
I see.
located just away slightly down from the power button is the volume trackpad. Again, this is a ridge that's there, like a little depression on the side, and then you could just go up, front and back on that to basically increase or decrease the volume. Or you can also just tap and hold that area to enable walkie-talkie mode. So walkie-talkie mode on Ally is where it's like using a regular walkie-talkie, right? So when you push to talk, and then you take your hand off, and then it mutes itself. So that way it doesn't pick up a lot of the stray voices that might be coming in. So it only listens to you when you want it to listen to.
Can you do a quick tap to pause and play media?
Yes, you can. So on the same,
Okay.
this one, on the same touchpad area where you're increasing and decreasing the volume, you also have the
Hmm.
option to like tap and double tap and like stop, play and pause media, go to the next or the previous, song and so on, right? So you
Yeah.
could go ahead and again use them like you use a regular pair of headphones.
Okay. All right. Are there any other buttons or switches or anything like that?
No. So that's it. The classes are
Okay.
as straightforward as they come, right? So you just put them
Okay.
on, turn them on, and then and then it connects to your phone. And then once it connects to your phone, it stays connected. You don't need to do anything else, and you simply start having conversations with Ally.
So now I am very curious about these speakers. These speakers you mentioned have this tech and everything, but have you tried the Meta Ray Bans?
Yeah, I do own a pair of Meta
Okay.
Ray-Bans as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I know this is not necessarily an objective question,
Mm,
but I would like to know from your
mm,
perspective,
mm.
what's louder? Which one can get louder?
Well, the Ally Solos glasses can definitely get a little louder than the
Mm-hmm.
Meta Ray-Bans, but the only thing is that, at really high volumes, especially I've noticed with playing music, sometimes it tends to crackle, right? That's something I noticed with like really loud volumes on it. Whereas I feel like with the Meta Ray-Bans, objectively speaking, they tend to, especially when it's really loud, like when you're really like upping the volume on them, they tend to be a bit more like, they tend to sound a little bit more stereo. So that's the main
Mm.
difference I noticed with these two. But to be honest, the volume comparison kind of almost feels the same, but I think the solos being a little bit louder. But I do notice that, the stereo nature of the headphones don't kick in when it's really loud, right? When you're like really max volume,
Mm-hmm.
it does. At least maybe I have sensitive ears to these kind of speakers. Um, but it does feel like a little bit too much for me, so I always put them at around like 50-60% volume, and that works perfectly fine for me indoors and outdoors as well.
Does it require internet? And
Yes,
how
so
does
the
it
glass.
handle internet?
So that's one of the things that I think these glasses do really well because they're connected to your phone. They just use your phone for processing stuff. So you don't need to have the glasses connect to a separate network every single time you go to a new place. And
Mm-hmm.
that trade-off we made because most people carry their phones with them, right? Like nobody, nowadays don't go out without having to carry your phone. So, because and most phones are almost always connected to the internet, we thought, okay, these glasses work really well because you don't have to connect them to a separate Wi-Fi. You don't have to connect them to a hotspot. You don't have to worry about For example, you go to an airport, right? You get these web pages that load when you want to connect to
Mm.
certain public Wi-Fis. All that is really pesky stuff that you have to like, you know, get over, and it's always been a problem for people trying to connect to Wi-Fi separately on their glasses and separately on their phones, right? So the beauty of
Mm-hmm.
these glasses is that though they do require an internet connection to work, right now, the thing is, if your phone is connected to the internet, the glasses will just use the internet from your phone and stuff. And in the near future, we're also planning to bring a lot of offline features to Ally. So you will still be able to use things like scanning documents or reading text or getting descriptions of things around you, and still have a conversation with Ally, even though you're not connected to the internet. So that's one of the things that we
Mm-hmm.
will definitely, bring, in the near future, the next couple of months.
Are you able to use them without connecting to your phone at all?
No, you can't use these glasses
Okay.
without connecting to your phone. So you do need to connect them to your phone. You connect them once, and then they auto connect after that.
Okay. Can you use voice commands?
Yes, you can use voice commands. You can also trigger Siri from these glasses. And you
With
can just,
voice commands or with a button?
so you can trigger Siri with a button right now, but we're also
Mm.
bringing we're working to bring a hands-free version where you can also just, say something like, "Hey, ally," and stuff like that, right? We're working with the Solos team on that. I don't have a date for that yet, but
Okay.
that could be something that we might put out in a future update.
Okay. I'd also love it if it could do Gemini as well, or Google.
It definitely can. So the glasses work really well with an Android device as well. In fact,
Hmm.
it probably does, have does a few things better on Android than it does on iOS right now, because
Mm.
iOS has some restrictions, in terms
Mm.
of the Bluetooth, in terms of Bluetooth connectivity and stuff. Whereas Android, because of its slightly more open nature, it gives developers to be a bit more imaginative, right? So yes, these glasses do work very well on Android, and they do work very well with Gemini as well. So you can hook them up with Gemini and then use them there as well. Yeah.
Are there any connections to things like Ira or Be My Eyes or any other integrations?
Nothing in the works right now, but we definitely have. We're in talks. We already have, for example, an IRA integration on the Envision glasses, right? And that's still going to
Hmm.
work, and that's still going to be supported. But we need to go ahead and think about how we can get them onto the Solos device as well, if it makes sense to do it now or at a later point in time. So we'll have to work with them on it. But I know this is something the community wants, and we'll see what's the best way to make it happen.
Let's talk about the creation of these glasses. Why solos?
I think, we wanted to find, ever since, 2020, we have been trying to find the ideal sort of wearable that we can uh, put onto next, right? Like we've always believed that, wearables are going to become mainstream at one point of time or the other. And we knew that, okay, today we have the Google Glass hardware, but we kind of want to keep looking at other hardware options as well to see which one, just to really be in touch with the market, right? And in fact, I keep telling people that we probably have in our Rotterdam office the most amount of smart glasses anybody ever in the world owns. We could open a smart glasses museum at this point, right? Like we've got that many glasses to work with. So we've been really trying everything that comes out in the market. Um, with Solos, we found a partner that was really been in the industry for long, right? So we could trust or count on the fact that they're going to be around, that they're going to be able to provide support for this hardware, that they're going to be able to provide us with the hardware itself. Two, I think with Solos, what we also found was a partner that was deeply committed to bringing smart classes into the mainstream market, right? The reason
Mm.
why we're able to put these glasses at $399 and provide a year of Ally Pro with them, and to be able to really kind of build this is because they're also deeply committed to making smart classes mainstream and making them more accessible, right? So the other smart glasses manufacturers, that we probably were in touch with, the prices were still like too high for us to make sense, right? And I think with these glasses, we found hardware that was really good but was also cheap. And they were cheap simply because Solos had built the expertise in making these glasses, really well, right? They've invested in
Mhm.
technology. Like I've seen their factories, and they really look like they're from Jetsons, the cartoon, right? They have. Their factory in Hong Kong, their setup in Hong Kong is futuristic. That's one of the other reasons why we really felt like Solos is the right partner for us.
What has it been like to work with a mainstream smart glasses company as an AT company?
I think it's been really rewarding for both parties, right? I think solos, for the first time, they're understanding the accessibility, space. They're understanding what it means to build a product that is accessible, right? For
Mhm.
example, we had to work with them to to provide more audio commands or to provide more audio feedback when people do actions on the glasses. So, for example, when someone taps on the power on button, right, it can't just be an LED that pops up, right? It has to say power on. Those are the small
Mhm.
things that really matter. Because that way somebody who is blind or low vision, or anyone else, like for whom technology can be a challenge, right? uh, it becomes easier when you add more descriptions, when you are more descriptive with the output. So that's
Mhm.
something that they learned, right, on their end. What we learned, on the other hand, is, for example, like how to really think at scale, right?
Mhm.
Again, one of the things that the reason why assistive technology products tend to be really expensive is, again, because we all work with a limited market. And because we work with a limited market, we have to try and raise prices and keep our margins and work with a certain system, and all of that stuff. But whereas working with solos, we really learn to expand our idea of like who these glasses are for. Yeah, they are, yes, meant, and they're built with the center, with the at the center of it is the blind and low vision community. But these glasses are very well, can be very well used by the elderly, right? By older adults who find technology challenging. It is definitely usable by people who have, cognitive disabilities. It's usable by people who have dyslexia, and so on, right? Or reading difficulties. So the glasses
Uh-huh.
are a lot more mainstream, wider, has a wider use case than just as a device that's meant for blind and low vision people, which helps us to really reduce the cost, right? Which helps us to think about how to make these glasses, less, I would say, assistive technology like, and more mainstream, right? These glasses are the really cool Wayfarer styles, right? So it
Mhm.
doesn't really look like you're wearing a pair of smart glasses, right? It doesn't have that feeling of you wearing technology on your face. You're just wearing a regular pair of glasses. That's it. And just the fact that there's cameras on it, there's a speaker, there's a touchpad, and you're connected to Ally. That's the part that makes a difference. But otherwise, the glasses look exactly like a regular pair of glasses, and they weigh like a regular pair of glasses as well.
Do you feel that any of your feedback or any of these accessibility considerations has also contributed to their other products or their app in general?
Yeah, no, I think we had a lot of
Mhm.
early exchange of ideas around how to make all their products more accessible, right?
Mm.
And I think they learned a lot about how AI is actually being used for accessibility, which again, until they encountered us, it was a very novel concept for them, right? I think we worked a lot together, to make products, more accessible, to make the whole workflow of setting up these glasses and pairing them with your phone. All of that is just incredibly accessible right now. And yeah, I'm very excited about this partnership. I think Solos is, they have their heart in the right place. They have a very strong vision for where smart glasses should be, and they're led by a very, very visionary group of people. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm really excited about it, in fact, because I think at this price point, with the capability of Ally and all of the work we have done over the last 8 years, I think, yeah, it really is quite a moment for us, actually. And I hope the accessibility community, the blind and low vision community also like it.
So now I have a few more
Yeah.
uh, quick questions for you. Can you take pictures and videos with it?
Yes, you can take pictures at the moment, but not videos. That's something that we might
Hmm.
introduce later on. Yeah.
Okay, how do you do that?
So again, right now on like when these glasses ship, we might or
Hmm.
might not have the option, readily available.
Ah,
But
okay.
over time, yes, you will be able to like just take a picture. It will just show up in your photo library, and then it'll have an AI description attached to it, so you know exactly what the
Oh,
picture was, and it was taken by solos, right? So. That's how it's going to be. So it will have a camera functionality for people to actually work with.
amazing. What Bluetooth version does it have?
So it comes with Bluetooth 5.2 and also supports Bluetooth low energy. So these are the two versions of Bluetooth.
So you mentioned it's available on both iOS and Android, correct?
Yes, it's available on both iOS and Android. It's actually optimized for both these versions really, really well. Yeah.
And are you able to pair it with your computer? Since Ally is
Uh,
also on the computer.
Not at the
Just
moment.
curious. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, not at the moment. But in the future we might release we already have, for example, the iOS version working on the tablet, right? So on iPads.
Mm. Hmm.
And there's also a possibility for certain Mac users who are having the new M series chips to install iPad apps on their Macs. So I
Hmm.
haven't tried it yet, but there's a possibility that they could just go ahead and use the iPad version of Ally on their desktop, and then just connect it over to Solos there as well. It could work. I'm yet to try it. Yeah, but at the
Is
moment we officially support Android and iOS.
what languages will this be available in?
The Ally app at the moment is translated to about 20 different languages, the interface itself, right? But Ally can speak and listen to or understand more than 100 different languages. So you can have conversations in over 100 languages with Ally, and it's available across the world. There's no restrictions in terms of regions. Of course, yeah, there are some areas, for example, that the glasses won't work, but that's basically just standard, stuff that so if you're using any of Google or Amazon services or any of those services, you can't, for example, use it in certain places like China. There are those restrictions that apply, standard restrictions. Yeah.
Where will this be sold? Where can we
The
buy this?
glasses. Yeah. So the glasses are available on our website. That's ally.me/glasses. So it's ALLY.me/glasses. And they're available for pre-order today, and we start shipping end of September.
Okay, but I mean, in the US, in the UK, what countries are able to? Where can you ship?
Oh, we ship worldwide. So we ship worldwide. So you can just go ahead and purchase a pair of glasses, and that should be okay.
Okay, so now when it comes to lenses for the glasses, you mentioned that we can go to and purchase lenses that are separate. Would that be through Envision, or would we have to go to a third party?
Oh, you could just simply go to a third party and get it done, right? So with
Okay,
the Envision glasses, or with these glasses, you can just simply take them to an optician, and then they can just swap out the lenses for you. Yeah, it's like a 5-minute job.
got it. All right. Are there so there's no choices in lenses? You would just need it's just a standard clear lens.
Yeah, it's a standard clear lens. You
Okay.
can swap them out later with an
Okay.
optician. Yeah.
Is it compatible with hearing aids?
It's compatible with hearing aids that are made for iPhone. So for example, so those in those hearing aids you can have the image input and the microphone input come from the Ally Solos glasses, and then you could go ahead and tell iPhone to route the audio to your hearing aids. So that is the possibility, and yeah, currently, from what I've read online, made for iPhone hearing aids are supported and stuff. Yeah.
But not on Android?
You can use, I think with Android, you could use regular, hearing aids. You can connect them, to your phone, and then you should be able to switch to just sending the audio output to the hearing aids as well. So it will work on iOS and Android.
Okay, what about Braille support or Braille display support?
So because these are meant to be like a conversational device, right? So you can basically just connect them you once, and then you put the phone in your pocket and you have a conversation. There's no like text output that that can be sent to a braille display when the glasses when the phone is locked and in your pocket. However, if you just use the regular Ally app, it's possible to on the phone, it's possible to send the output to a braille display, but not with the glasses.
Okay, not with the glasses. All right, so now what's next? What is on the horizon for the Ally Solos or for Envision in general?
I think we really have a lot of things that we want to build. We at I think there's so much, like there's an entire to-do list, to-do book, I would say, at this point of things to do. Like I said, like we're working on features that make sense for the allied solos classes, such as being able to like export text that you read from the glasses over to your phone, to be able to like bring on, for example, someone like a Be Mice or like a like an I like an Ira onto these platforms if possible. We are also looking into live video AI. That's also something that we're working on. And then on the Ally app, we are definitely working on like being able to import files from Ally, from outside into Ally, and having Ally read those documents for you. We're going to bring Ally offline as well. So that's something that we are also in the works as we speak. So all of these things are definitely being worked on. I really wish sometimes I could just pause time for like about 2 months so I can just go into a cave and actually just build all of these things and put them out. But they'll be rolled out, as soon as we can. And yeah, I'm very energized by the encouragement from the community that way.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Karthik. This has been a real pleasure, and I really look forward to hearing more, having you come back and maybe show us some demos, and possibly, hopefully, trying these glasses out myself. So, appreciate you coming on and sharing this with us.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you having me over as well, Carrie. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to coming back and doing a live demo of these glasses, and really showing or diving deeper into them as we continue to build them and get closer to shipping date. Yeah.
All right. There's a wrap on the interview. Wow, some really, really cool things. So, first of all, $399 on pre-order. Amazing. Okay? That is amazing. The subscription, not so amazing, but there's always going to be a subscription because these are AI devices. They run on AI, right? And there's the Ally Pro. You could use Ally Free, I suppose, but if you're going to have the glasses, they're probably going to work best with Ally Pro. It's pretty cool that you can have at least 1 year of Ally Pro with the purchase of the glasses, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's only for pre-order. I think the battery is fantastic. My word, that's amazing. I just love that idea of these little arms having battery, being the battery, having that much, what was it, like 15 hours, he said? Even if it's only 10 hours, even if it's only 8 hours, being able to just like unplug an arm, charge it for 15 minutes, and have another few hours of use, but also being able to purchase like other arms, and you can have like a battery backup and just like switch them out. That is really neat. Now, you can't use it while it's plugged in, which is, disappointing, but having that amount of battery will be really awesome. I can just imagine having all these like arms, Ally Solo arms, because they are called arms for the record, for anybody who's asking or wondering. Those little long parts that rest on your ears for glasses are definitely called arms. I'm still not super clear on why there are two cameras, but if it increases resolution, that's really cool. I'm not super clear on what the field of view is, but I think it will be able to very easily read documents and such. If it comes to recognizing faces, that's pretty neat that you can ask it to remember using the app or the glasses itself. I didn't get a chance to ask about objects because that would be really neat if I could. Just like other apps, right? Like the Orion and Seeing AI on the iPhone only right now. You can scan an object and it can remember it. And so if you're looking for, your specific water bottle, you can scan around and find it, which can be super helpful. I am a little bit concerned about Ally on Android. It still has major problems. Even on iPhone, it's not all that fast. It's not my favorite AI or go-to AI, honestly. I don't know if it's able to remember things. That would be a great feature. I think it's super cool that you can customize the personality, and I think this would be even more useful when it's on glasses, and just being able to do things more hands-free is always helpful. I assume that being able to use Siri or Google is because it's just the microphone. You're just calling it up on your phone and, it can hear you, and then you can speak to it, and it's just sending the audio to the glasses. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So I also really like the idea of once you have it set up on your phone, it will piggyback internet using your phone. There's definitely a lot of great things here. I've shared a lot of content about smart glasses, the Meta Ray-Bans, and how they are really great, but also really frustrating at the same time. And I'm honestly really excited about this assistive technology smart glasses, whether it's the Echo Visions or the Ally Solos. I am super excited to try these different glasses out. Just like the Echo Visions, I have pre-ordered the Envision Ally Solos, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they are side by side and seeing what they're both like. Really, really excited for that, and probably a comparison video between those two, the Ally Solos and the Echo Visions and the Meta Ray-Bans, will be super interesting. The live AI that Karthik was mentioning, proactive AI, is still in the works. He did mention soon and near future, but those are very nebulous words, right? So is it like a few months? Is it a few years? I don't know. We shall see. Time will tell. I'm also excited to have Karthik back sometime in the next couple of months so he can show some demos of these glasses in action. So stay tuned. If you want to be first in the know, consider becoming a COA member on YouTube or Patreon. That's it for now. Thank you everybody for watching and listening, and I will see you in the next one.